Looking for the most terrible people in anime? I've got you. Hello anime fans and welcome back to Manga Horse for a new video. Today we are going to talk about horrible people in wonderful animes. Before we will start, let me just thank you for all the love I have been receiving here and on my other social accounts. In the past day, I actually gained over 200 new subscribers, so I really can't thank you enough for that. And also, it is so much fun meeting people from my Facebook groups on YouTube. And a little shout out for Yuvin Karl Ordanza, who was the first one who came to say hi to me here. And I really hope I got the name right. So if you're an anime fan, or you like Dr. Stone or Attack on Titan, go say hi to him on Facebook. Now going back to our video. I know that a lot of YouTubers are doing 10 top lists of bad fathers or mothers, so I wanted to do something a little different. So I decided to bring you a list of the worst family members in anime. It will include parents, brothers and sisters, grandparents, caretakers, and legal guardians. Also, I chose all of them not only because they are horrible people, but also because they are part of amazing animes that I personally really like. And I will tell you a bit about each and one of them as we progress in our list of horrible family members. When it comes to storytelling, parents are often dead, or jerks. That is just how things often are. In anime, this fact is no different. What better way to make a complex character than to give him the unfortunate luck to be raised by terrible people? When I think about a bad father figure, one of the first one that comes in mind, of course, is Sho Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist takes place in the country of Amastress, where certain people can manipulate the powers of the world and use alchemy. The best of them are given the title of State Alchemists, and with that title comes of course lots of perks. Sho Tucker was a state alchemist who got his title for being able to create the first talking chimera, which is a mix between two animals achieved by using alchemy. But after he couldn't do it again for years, the government decided to take away his state alchemist license. Therefore, in order to keep his license, he decided to do a horrible thing. The disturbing scene is when it is revealed he physically combined his 5-year-old daughter Nina and their pet dog Alexander into a chimera. Then we understand that the first chimera that gave him his license in the first place was actually his wife, which we all thought left home years ago. This scene will forever be remembered as one of the saddest in the history of anime. And perhaps the saddest part is that even after he alters his daughter, she still stands up for him and loves him all the same. She is not yet old enough to understand what her father did to her and how evil he really is. That fact made Ed extremely mad, especially after he looked up to Sho Tucker for being such a good alchemist. Next on our list we have Akame from the anime Erased. Erased is a beautiful anime that deals with time travel, murder, and changing the future. Satoru has a special ability. He gets to relive again certain moments in his life. By that, he can fix them and help people. When it happens, he usually relives a moment from a few minutes ago, but after some incident, Satoru finds himself years back at age 10, and he decides to help a young girl named Kayo that was originally gone missing when he was a kid, and try to change her future. One problem Satoru has to deal with is Kayo's mom, Akame, who is abusing her daughter. To make things even worse and more terrible, Akame makes it into a fun disgusting hobby for her when she beats Kayo on Friday and then she drowns her in ice water just to cover her marks for Monday's school. She also often throws her into the tool shed out in the cold. That's one horrible mom, no doubt. Akame also does everything in her power to lie about the abuse and to avoid child services. She even gets Kayo to lie for her when asked how she got hurt, and then pretends to be concerned about her. Now, it has been hinted that Akame used to be a caring mother, but that does not make a difference to this current situation. Luckily, Kayo gets taken in by Satoru and his mom, once they discover the abuse she is going through. If you haven't watched Erased yet, you really should, because this story is amazing and it takes a lot of dark turns. Moving on the list, we have another disgusting dad, Rod Reis from Attack on Titan. Rod Reis is the most terrible father of Attack on Titan. This wonderful dad got a woman pregnant and after years let her be killed in front of their own daughter. And the only reason he spared the child was so he could brainwash her to take over as the holder of the founding Titan and to keep it inside the royal family, and by that, dooming her to die in 13 years. All this just to spare himself. Not to mention that he did this once before, when he sacrificed his older daughter Frida and made her take the power from his own brother. Fortunately for us, Rod Reis got what he deserves, and us fans got the infamous Turkey Titan. Moving on with our list, we have the Romanian twins from Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon is absolutely awesome. It is a very dark crime action anime that starts with a Japanese businessman named Rock being abducted by the Black Lagoon delivery company, and it follows the changes he goes through with each step he takes into the world of crime. When it comes to killing frenzy, Black Lagoon is one of the best. Among flying body parts and people screaming, you can even see some kids being killed, and even worse. And that includes the twins on our list. The Romanian twins are brother and sister that have been through a horrible childhood, including hard sexual abuse, slavery, fights to the death, and much worse. Their past got them to the point of madness, and they became cruel and sadistic killers. The Romanian twins were hired to kill some people in the crime-infested city of Ruanpur in one of the biggest killing scenes in the anime. The twins brought destruction to the town and caused a lot of deaths. The horrible part is that we get to find out that the minds of the twins are so broken that they actually take turns in being sister and brother, passing along a wig between them and taking on that personality. And although it is not their fault, they are still considered to be one of the worst brother and sister in anime. Next on our list is Big Madam from Tokyo Ghoul. Big Madam was a powerful and influential ghoul with an extensive black market network. She is a completely twisted, sadistic, ruthless and degenerate individual who takes pleasure in inflicting suffering on others. In the past, Big Madam raised Juzo Suzuya as her own pet and subjected him to extensive abuse. Yes, I know Big Madam is not actually Juzo's mother. In fact, she is not even human. But does it say that a non-human can't be a good parent? No, because we have seen examples that shows otherwise. And also, Juzo refers to her as mother, which means that for him she is a mom figure. And that is enough for me to put this disgusting, cruel and barbaric ghoul on our list. Previously, Rei was abducted as a pet and was given the name Juzo and became an entertainer for the audience. Later on, he was used to be Big Madam's favorite executioner and was trained and tortured by her on a frequent basis. She also saw him as a cute girl when dressing him up. In dealing with Juzo, Big Madam's personality showed up the typical patterns of an abuser in alternating between affection and violence. She also took the pleasure of torturing him at nights and dressing him as a girl, and even castrated him forcibly with a gavel. And believe me, in the manga this scene was even worse. Big Madam's final words to Juzo were, "I never loved you," and just after she said that, she was put down by the CCG, while Juzo, looking sad, whispered the words, "Goodbye, father," revealing the surprising fact that Big Madam was in fact a man dressed in women's clothes. Before we move on to our next horrible person, and if you want to see more videos like this, because there are a lot more of horrible people in anime, please let me know in the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe and to enable notification to not miss any of my future videos. For the next on our list we have a double whammy. A father and also grandfather, Zou Mato from the Fate series. In the world of Fate, which includes anime and movies, several magic users around the world are chosen to be masters and are given the ability to summon and control an historical hero figure. as their servant. Once that happens, the masters fight each other using their servants until one is left standing and wins the Holy Grail, an artifact that comes into our world every few years and can grant any wish you desire. It is said that the Holy Grail War was created by three big families. One of those families is the Mato family, and the head of this family is our next on this list, Zouken Mato. Shrewd, powerful, and ancient, he is known as the grandfather of Shinji and Sakura, and the father of Kariya and his brother, Byakuya. Unfortunately for Zouken, his descendants weren't powerful enough to get picked to the Holy Grail War, a fact that Zouken always reminded them to show them how worthless they are for him. But once young Sakura is introduced into the family, Zouken realizes that she can be a powerful mage for the family. So, therefore, he sends her to the horrific dungeon where his magical crest worms violates her body for hours in order to feed on her magical powers. When Zouken's son, Kariya, who left the family years ago, hears about this, he confronts his father and promises him that he will bring him the Holy Grail in exchange for Sakura. Zouken, who doesn't believe in his son, decides to agree to the deal, but only because he knew that he can't lose, and that he doesn't care if his son will die. Before sending young Kariya to his training, Zouken forces him into the same dungeon for a week to see if he will survive. This indeed enhances Kariya's magical power, but also gives him only 1 year to live. When everything is finally done, Kariya returns to Zouken, who, as a gift, gives him a magical family crest worm. After making Kariya receive his gift, he tells him that this worm is so strong because it is the first one that violated young Sakura. Disgusted by this, Kariya looks for Sakura, only to find her completely brainwashed and dead inside. This drives Kariya into madness, and while his and Sakura's lives took a turn for the worst, Zouken is still alive, unaffected, and just waiting for the next Grail War so he could take advantage of another poor soul. The next on our list is the Orphanage Headmaster from Bungo Stray Dogs. If I had to describe Bungo Stray Dogs to someone who doesn't know it, I would say it is very similar to My Hero Academia, but intended for a more mature audience. This anime tells the story of a group of individuals known as gifted, and who possesses supernatural powers. It deals a lot with organization and gangs, and a deep backstorytelling, which it does beautifully, using flashbacks to tell the story of our main characters. The show is violent, funny, relatable, and actually really awesome, and one of my favorites. Our protagonist, Atsushi Nakajima, is an orphan that spent his entire life in an orphanage. For reasons he didn't understand back then, the headmaster of the orphanage was always very cruel and abusive towards him, always reminding him how worthless he is, telling him that he is better off dead and how much of a terrible child he really is, and that is why his parents left him in a garbage bag. In addition to the mental abuse, he also used to lock him up in a cell, and to make things even worse, he also used to beat him up and torture him. After each abuse, the headmaster used to ask him if he hated him for beating him up like that, and even encouraged him to hate him for that. Because of that, Nakajima grew up believing he is a worthless individual who isn't worth living, but it also left him with a strong desire to help others in need. Later on in the story, we discover that when our hero was a child, his powers got loose and he killed a lot of people. And we also get the reason behind the abuse, which was the headmaster's wish to make Nakajima hate someone hard enough so he would never hate himself. Well, I find this reason to be unreasonable and his actions to be inexcusable. Therefore, the Orphanage Headmaster got a special spot in our list. But the real sad thing about it is that when the headmaster died, Nakajima felt like he lost his father. And for the last on the list, for this video, I wanted to lighten the mood a bit with something fun. So, for our last on the list we have Umaro Doma from Hamato Maruchan. Now, let me be clear, I absolutely do not mean that Umaro is evil. I am just saying that she is the worst sister. Hamato Maruchan, in my eyes, is a genius anime that shows the complex relationship between Humaro and her older brother Tai. In this adorable anime, we see his little sister Umaru in two different ways. One, as a respected student and a good friend, and the second one, as a degenerate little house dweller that does nothing to help her brother and spends her day mainly with eating snacks and drinking cola. The genius part about this anime is Umaro's appearance, which changes according to how her brother looks at her. While everyone else sees her as a beautiful and well-educated girl, when her brother sees her, she becomes a smaller, cuter version of herself, and with that, her whole personality also changes. And therefore, we actually get to see her the way he feels about her, which is pretty smart. Umaru-chan is not evil, but she is spoiled, and she makes such an effort to make her brother's life a living hell, regardless for the fact that she lives off his money and in his house. She is the grateful little sister who won't stop at nothing to get what she wants. But she does it in such a cute way, she becomes too adorable and we cannot see her as bad. But I thought it would be nice to put someone who is not a violent criminal on this list, and if you like kawaii Japanese stuff, you would really, surely enjoy this anime. This is all for this video, my friends, and if you enjoyed, please subscribe and give it a little like if you want me to make more like this. It really helps me know what content you want to see. Thank you all for joining me today, and I will see you all in my next video, which will be about Attack on Titan. So, I will catch you all later, anime fans.